So I brought them outside. I thought they'd enjoy the tropical humidity and heat, which I don't. But anyway, I looked at them one day and they had black spots on them. I was like, oh no. I started researching that. Turns out they had a fungus. Okay, so now me, the dogs, and the plants have a freaking fungus. And at least me and the dogs, I'm thinking it's ringworm. We're treating for that. So, don't have any idea really how to get rid of it. I've used everything from Listerine to Vicks to prescription ointments to creams to coconut oil to every essential oil combined with carrier water, with carrier oils. I've tried oils. I've tried I've tried everything. I'm serious. I've tried everything. Name something I haven't tried. I can't. And apple cider vinegar, bleach. I mean, literally, I've tried everything. This has been going on 6 months. So, anyway, we're down to just red and sometimes itchy, but that led to the hurricane. That took me right up to the hurricane. Once it got right up to the hurricane, I was like, invited everyone I know. I said, look, if you get out of power, if you if you run out of power, if you get flooded, if anything, you can come here because we got plenty of room. I mean, I've got this house. He's got a house down there. He's got 3 rentals here, and then he's got the he calls it the battered men's shelter, where men can go to get away from their battering wives and girlfriends, drink and have a good time. But it's a man cave or a bar, like a biker bar, and we're like a mile off the street up here, so he could throw some mad parties. I mean, he used to, but 4 months before I came, his nephew left here drunk and was killed. When he wrecked his motorcycle, his head hit the pavement and his helmet exploded, and it took 5 months to pick up all the pieces. I mean, it was pretty bad, and since then, no one's come to his parties. But every Wednesday and Saturday, he still hosts them. Still does the music and still drinks his case of beer by himself or whatever over there. And, yeah. God, I got the itchies. And it's from mosquitoes over there. Yeah, so, anyway, so the hurricane came, and I was just like, we have all that space over there. I mean, he would have 40, 50 people over here, and they could all crash there. So I told everybody, like, we got this 2.5 acre pond. I'm 30 feet up above every bit of the lower ground. I'm 350 miles inland. I'm golden. You guys come over here if anything happens. I got enough food to feed like 10 people for a month. For 2 weeks, I said, and then if it was just a family or whatever, I could do it for a month. And turns out I'm the only one that lost power of everyone I know in every city, and I'm the only one I know that risked being flooded, and I mean in a bad way. This pond actually filled up in about 6 hours. That lattice was covered completely, and it was completely suspended out of the water because it was really hot, and it was underwater to begin with, but it had come like dry, and you could see the bottom of the floor, and it would rain and then it would go back over it, but at this moment it was uncovered. And in 6 hours, the rain coming down was like the size of baseballs. I shit you not. It was pretty crazy. I opened up the curtains and it was like, wow. I think I made like 10 videos of just the rain going, wow, I can't believe it. And I was like still okay because it got this wall that runs 100 feet in front of the house. There's an overflow over there where the lily pads are that drops down 30 feet. I mean, if it really got bad and I did get flooded, I'd just have to open the back door and it would go out the back door. Even though it would ruin everything and whatnot, it would not risk being drowned or my dogs. And even if it did all that, I had a plan. I mean, I had charcoal, I had 40 pounds of chicken, I had all kinds of dog food, I had ropes for the worst case scenario, so I could tie my dogs off, and we could go on the roof if it got that bad. But you'll notice we're like 30 feet up from everybody else. Well, the lower lands over there did get 12 to 15 feet of water. The pond did overflow. It did come. This is a gully and it is all full of water. The vegetation's grown up and we can't find anyone that'll weed eat it. Except for every so often. It was 6 feet high the last time we got someone to do it. So, yeah. Anyway, it did It didn't breach the wall, but like I said, both ends of the wall are open, you see. There's nothing to stop it. It's just a breakwater wall. So it could actually go around it, and it does. So, the water had raised all the way up, and it had come up, let's see, to here. And I was like, it only has like 10 more feet before it goes into my step down. You have to step down like 12 inches to get into my house. And before it goes there, and then what? And then I started freaking out, because I'm like, I got like 6 months worth of food in the freezer. It's taken me 6 months to get it together like that. I don't have power. I was very prepared. I had like 3 backup batteries for my phone. I had 2 power boost power chargers. I had the ability, of course, to do it in my car. I had my truck moved to the hill where if I had to, I could throw the dogs in and go down. But that was a moot point, because when we got flooded, the lower levels were underwater and there was nowhere to go. They were underwater. The people in the basement apartment down there got flooded. And, anyway, like 4 days after that, I was sitting in my room, right there, on the bed, where the dogs are. Yeah, looking right here. And I saw something slowly rise up out of the water. Okay, slowly, vertically though. And it was yellow and fleshy. Now mind you, it was Friday, and I had taken my glasses off, and I didn't remember where I put them. I've not always worn glasses, and if I don't take them off at my bedside, I tend to lose them because I'm not used to hanging on to them. Anyway, I couldn't find them, but to tell you my eyesight, they said I could use readers. But I have bifocals, because I was like, how am I going to read the tack and the road signs? So I just insisted on that, so I didn't have to do back and forth readers. But at any rate, I didn't have my glasses, but I saw something pop up, and it was about 8 to 10 inches wide, and it came about 12 inches out of the water. Okay, and it was in the shape of an alligator head, but I didn't see no eyes. Fish don't rise up vertically, suspend themselves for a moment, and then slink back down all gracefully like, and that's exactly what I saw. I figured the yellow side was the bottom, or the fleshy side, as why I didn't see any eyes, and the shape of it was the shape of an alligator's head. But I don't know shit about alligators either. I didn't even think they could be inland this far. I didn't know that they were a product of most hurricanes in places they're not normally, and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, no, I could go on for days, but I see that I've already been making this for 40 minutes, and that's ridiculous. Long story short, nobody I know saw any alligators, but I was chased by one twice, right over there. And it was in the water, and the water started moving. I was watching it, and it started moving faster, and waves started coming up like rolling waves on an ocean. That's what it was like, not like rings, like if you throw a rock in the water, or if there's a fish getting something at the top, like over there right now. Not like that at all. It was like a wake on both sides of whatever. And with all this different evidence, I was like, I'm crazier. It's an alligator, man. And then the more I learned, the more I realized it wasn't only likely, it was probably probable. Because someone said there's been hundreds of sightings at the Haw River. The Haw River's 20 miles away. I have an artery of a river, I'm not sure which one. It's 100 yards down the fucking hill. Okay, I found that alligators use it for a highway to get around, and they use it for a mating ground to go find a mate in springtime. And so there's all that. Then I go to Walmart and I'm telling the lady, hey, I think I got an alligator, but I'm joking. I don't really believe myself. Or I didn't know anything about any of. I didn't know it was commonplace to get alligators when you get a hurricane, even in cities. So I didn't even think about that. I mean, it didn't even occur to me. And I was telling my landlord, we got an alligator. And he was like, where'd it come from, the storm? I was like, oh, wow. So anyway, I was at Walmart, and I was telling the lady, I think we've got an alligator, kind of joking about it. And she was like, well, I had a customer earlier. I thought she was going to tell me somebody saw an alligator. Nope. She says the lady's husband worked for the Department of Highway, or the Highway Department, and they were shutting the road down, matter of fact, right where I lived, because there were thousands of dead fish on it. And I was like, what? And I was all like, why is she telling me this? She goes, well, see, apparently the water subsided, and the fish went back wherever the water went. And it subsided fast. Like the following day, that 12 to 15 feet we had was gone. The grass was showing entirely. Now the bridge that goes over the river that's about 8 feet high, the water was all the way up to the bottom of that, but it was where the river goes. So anyway, she said the fish went back to wherever the water subsided to, apparently. But the fish that were all dead in the road were dead because they had nowhere to go. There's our donkey. And they had nowhere to go. And I was like, what? I thought you said the water subsided and they went back where they came from. She said, right, but they were dead because they were saltwater fish. They had come 350 miles inland with the storm, and they had no water to subside to that was saltwater. They couldn't survive, so they died. So there's that. Now I have the Haw River, hundreds of sightings, 20 miles away, a river 100 yards away, a 12 to 15 foot flood in my lower levels, 30 foot down from me for right now. I have a fully stocked pond, 2.5 acres, 30 feet deep, 75 feet from, let's see, you can see it, chicken coop with over 50 chickens and ducks in it that are all free range. Everything here is free range. They do what the hell they want, put themselves to bed, whatever. That's the chicken coop. It's pretty fucked up. So I'm thinking, fuck. And I still hadn't studied or anything. I'm still telling everybody, and all these people I know are like, I want to come do swamp people. I want to hunt it. I want to kill it. I want to put it on my social media, and I want to eat it. And I was like, all right. So I'll get together a party. We'll do a big barbecue. We'll open the bar. We'll play music. You guys get the alligators. I'll feel better. We'll have fun. I'll make it good. And they found out, you know, some of the rules and laws that are in place, and they're like, and of course it's not my property, it's my landlord's, and they found that out, and they're like, everybody bowed out. Not one of them was willing to do it, because here are the top three. If you bait it, you cannot kill it. If you want to bait it, you have to trap it live. Number one. Number two, you cannot kill it and or put it on any social media whatsoever. And three, and there's a lot more. And three was you have to have a permit. It's $250, and if you don't do it yourself or have someone you know do it, then you have to get an alligator wrangler, and their prices start at $325. And the contract they have you sign says, you know, $250. That's going straight to the alligator permit, and that's per alligator, and that's no guarantees. You're gonna pay that with no guarantees. So there's that. And then, you know, there only turned out to be one guy that showed up, and he showed up with a Tommy gun. Okay. And he reconned the place, and he was like, oh crap, you got alligators, I see signs everywhere. And then over by the lily pads, he said he actually almost stepped on one at the edge there, that was about like 3 feet long. And it scared the crap out of him, but because he had the Tommy gun, he couldn't fire. Because if he did, the gun bullet, I don't know anything about that either, would have skipped or whatever, and it could have come across here and killed me and, you know, my dogs and the house, the car. If he shot it that way, he would have got the horses, probably. And if he shot it that way, then he could have went through the tree line, and that's a main highway 64, and probably killed the passerby. And there's no need to shoot that way because there was nothing that way, including the alligator. So we were all the way over here, and he jumped and turned like white as a sheet, and then his tongue got fat, and he couldn't talk. And he was like, you have alligators. So it was like, okay, we're going to bait him, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the landlord was like, I don't want anybody to kill him. I want to kill him, trap him, or I want to trap him, kill him, and eat him. And we were like, yeah, that's what we all want to do. And my landlord, he's not capable. He's like, got an elephant leg. He rides a lawnmower because he can't walk. I mean, he can, but he can't run from an alligator like I did. And I didn't know I could either, to be honest. But, plus he's much older than me, so. Anyway, it's been 4 days since I've seen an alligator, and I have literally, done everything to prove that to myself, because just because no one saw one, my sanity felt like it was being questioned in my own mind, if not everyone else's. Because I'm telling you, I have never been a bigger basket case, and I can get emotional. I mean, I'm a girl. But you see, I just got it stringed on, no hook or anything like that, stringed onto a piece of metal. This one's PVC, and that's some beef and chicken tied together, and that's on some PVC pipe, just tied on with string, no hooks. It's not gonna catch anything. The point is, if something can get that off of there, that's an alligator, because there ain't no other fucking animal that can do that, right? And I got some over here, and I got one thrown in the water and a couple down there. But this is two nights and 3 days it's been up, and nothing. The only thing I've seen is a huge copperhead playing around underneath a piece of chicken. So I'm thinking the alligators have vacated, but everything I researched and read said if they come across something this good, the getting's real good, and they're not likely to leave. They're likely to raise a family because they like still water. Their favorite wild foods are turtles, snakes, fish, and birds. And this pond is full of those things and wild birds. We get cranes, ducks, geese that fly in. I mean, just all kinds of wild birds. And then, of course, the chicken coop with all the chickens that have been feeding at the water's edge. And that their favorite domestic foods are marshmallows. Tell me how they acquired a taste for marshmallows. Okay, and I put out 2 bags of those. Didn't get anything on those either. Gotta try it all. And then, and I wasn't trying to bait it until the end when it was like, they are not here. I'm like, you gotta prove it now. So, yeah, they like the marshmallows for the domestic food. Chicken, of course, that can be cooked, frozen, raw, whatever, any kind of chicken. They love chicken. And if you've ever seen an alligator show, I have only on TV. Okay, they're always using chickens. So, chickens they're good. They love the chicken. So chicken, and of course, their number 1 favorite domestic food is dog. And don't look up alligator eating dog on the internet, because I'm telling you, it's fucked up. I ain't gonna say any more about it. It's really fucked up. Anyway, again, no signs, 4 days, meat hanging out. I don't know how much more I have to be proven. But I said in 1 more week of not witnessing anything, I'll take this ghetto bunch of shit down. Because it's literally garbage and everything I can freaking find to do anything to just deter them just as much as possible. Because they can jump up 6 feet straight from laying down on the ground. Or lunge forward 6 feet. Or ambush you out of the water's edge. Or in the water 6 feet. And they only have to be 5 feet to do that. And if they're 5 feet, they can take you down. They can take a dog down, they can take a deer down, they can take a zebra down. No problem. Apex predator. No enemies. None. You can say, oh yeah, men's predator. Men's their enemy. Oh no, we're not. You know why? Because they're fucking protected. Are you kidding me? That's the more laws. They have to be at least 5 feet long. They have to be documented with the Department of Wildlife in your state, in your county, that they have been aggressive, and that you fear for your life, your family, your livestock, and one of any of those or all of those, in order just to be able to get the permit to begin with, unless you're going during hunting season. And that's even on your own land. And then all that information is followed by the information that says, so-and-so is arrested for killing an alligator. So-and-so is arrested for shooting an alligator. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? The only way you can shoot an alligator and not get in trouble like that is if you're walking with a gun, loaded, hot, ready to go, you're a good shot and you hit them in the right spot. That's it. And they aggress you at that time. Because if they aggress you and you go back and get your gun out of the house and go back, it's a crime. They're protected. Are you fucking kidding me? There's 3.5 million documented alligators in North and South Carolina and Florida alone. People that are here from Florida have told me, hey, leave the alligators alone. They'll leave you alone. Really? I didn't fucking do anything to get attacked or for them to come after me twice. Maybe that was its new territory. It was protecting its territory. Maybe a lot of things. But I'm not a country girl. I'm a city girl and I'm scared. Okay? I'm just saying. I was terrified. I could not sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't work. I couldn't talk. I couldn't think anything but alligators. And, hey. What is that? And, well, now I'm thinking there's not any alligators. I'm hopeful. Who's to say they're not going to come back? I don't know. You can see the pollen now really good. But you'll notice there's no swim marks in it. You know how it's all together? And even if they're swirls or whatever, they don't look like swim marks. They look like natural pollen swirls, right? That's not the case. Look for my other video that says, I don't know, probably something about the pollen in alligators. 30 minutes I walked around the pond on the water's edge, looking through the viewfinder of the fucking camera, just like those slides. How stupid are you? I'm smart. I don't know what was going on. And where you easily couldn't see being attacked or ambushed. When I knew there was alligators, but I wanted to prove it. I didn't prove shit. I still haven't. I need to see one sunbathing or swimming. That one I told you that come up out of the water like that, I couldn't find one video or piece of information that says they do that. Unless they're like trying to get food. There was nothing on top of the water. It just came up like out of the water like that. And then, not the next day, but the following day after that, when I saw the five times 20 feet over within the hour, that one was like 2 feet bigger just based on its head being bigger. But tell me then why all 5 times within the hour, I only saw the yellow fleshy side pointing towards my window. And it came up the same slow and slowly descended. I don't know. I mean, if I saw an alligator, wouldn't at least one of them be facing me with the eyes part? If it was going to come up out of the water at all? Huh? I mean, usually they like get their snout out is what I read. And they breathe and stuff, and they can see you fine. And they look like a log if you see them, blah, blah, blah. They can control the air in their lungs to where they can sink like a rock or float, you know, like a log. And wow. Did you know they can climb trees? They've been known to climb with their ass as high as 6 feet off the ground. But in some places and where the trees are strong enough, they've been spotted 30 feet up or in treetops, sunning themselves on tree branches. Now look, wouldn't you rather be chased by a fucking bear or a mountain lion? Look, an alligator can swim, hold its breath for 24 hours if necessary. 30 minutes is usually the norm, but they can go as long as 24 hours. They can live in ice. They just poke their nose up through the ice and breathe. They are cold-blooded. They're not going to be fast or anything, but they're alive. They can live in ice. So they can live in ice, they can live in water. They can hold their breath for way longer than any other animal. They can climb trees. They can jump. Are you fucking kidding me? They're excellent swimmers. 30 miles an hour on land for short spurts and faster in the water. They have excellent ears, eyesight, and smell. They can grow 2 inches to 12 inches in a year if the conditions are right. They take 65 days to hatch from their eggs, and they stay with their mom for up to 3 years, 1 to 3 years, and she can be as gentle as a kitten, carrying them around in her mouth. Really? And the time she's most deadly is when she has young, because she'll do anything to protect them, even kill the bull, which is aggressive. And the females are not aggressive, except for if they have babies. And she'll kill anything. Then I found out they not only, ambush you, pull you into the water, death roll you, drown you, maul you, eat you. Then you're kind of full and they don't want any more. They take you out of the water, go put you someplace to rot, because that's how they really like their meat. They'll go back and eat you later. The rest of you. I'm like, you fucking kidding. This is the worst nightmare ever. So, that's my alligator story. And I left out a lot of stuff at the end because, look, it's been 56 minutes now and I've never made a video nowhere near this close to this long. But I'm telling you, another week has to go by with absolutely no signs and no activity on the meat, which I'm leaving out to hopefully rot more, to attract them if there isn't, And everybody says, they like their meat rotten. Well, in a week, I'll probably have maggots and be dripping off the damn string, and I'll be vomiting every time I come home. But I'm going to leave it up for a week. If I don't have any more signs, I'm going to take all this crap down, because it is really just robbing me of my passion, my piece of heaven here. Because I've never been happier. Beyond all the things I told you. Other than that, I've never been happier. It's so peaceful and serene and beautiful, and I'm alone. It's just me, the horses, the donkey, the chickens, for 2 blocks. And then the landlord has a house down there. But I mean, I'm on 500 acres in the middle of nowhere. There are trees up over there. There's a highway, but the property goes 500 acres, over this way and whatnot. And it's just quiet, peaceful, and I love it. So full of nature, and bugs, and muskrats, and snakes, and yeah. And I've been afraid of snakes since I got here, because water, snakes, it just kind of goes together. And turtles. I like turtles though. But I've only seen one copperhead. My landlord said lives across the way over there in that bush. You see it over there. And I've seen it several times. I've tried to shoot. It's about 4 or 5 feet long, skinny as a broom handle. Until the other day, I think it was yesterday, when I saw the one that was as fat as my arm, but really short. Probably like 4 feet or something under the water. It saw me, see it, and then it dove down. I don't know where it went. So I've been trying to figure out where it went. I think it might be trolling the outside of the wall, like territorially, or maybe just curious of the chicken. I don't know. But it's the the third snake I've seen. The other one was like an 8-foot black snake that was making its way out of the pond over there while I was brushing my dog. We stopped and I was brushing him and made it out of his way when he was going to go across there down the hill, because they like eggs and chickens, and guess what? That's a chicken coop with eggs and chickens. But they stole the duck eggs. I was sad. Anyway, that shit scared the hell out of me. Like 4 foot of it was on the bank and 4 foot of it was on the path. I was like, oh my god. I mean, we have water moccasins, rattlesnakes, copperheads. I haven't seen them, but now 2 copperheads and 1 black snake. So, and that's enough. So I've been really hyper cautious because my dogs, for whatever reason, like to crap right on the water's edge. And my German Shepherd likes to eat the grass from there because it's long and lush and whatnot. And now I could never let him do that again because I need to always be on my toes. 100 yards from the river, this is a major find. This is a gold mine for an alligator. I mean, they'd be idiot to not have an alligator in here. The alligator would have to be. I mean, we got 500 acres, a river, a pond, stock. I mean, everything is just perfect. The only reason that that I'm believing that they're gone is because of the meat. My landlord called wildlife, and they reconned themselves and said, if there was alligators, they're going. So I went and looked at the lily pads and all that. Everything's starting to stand back up where they were, bedding down, for example, and stuff. So I'm confident they're gone. And I said, but I don't understand why. Why did they leave? Like I said, because we emptied over the whole week, about 200 rounds in the pond, from everything from 22s to Tommy guns. And constantly all day long, riding the mower and all that noise. And lights, I've been really having a lot of lights on, really, just pounding the lights, and he's been having a fit about that. But I'm like, I don't care. I'm old, I'm scared, and I'm up here in the dark by myself, because when the light goes down here, you can't see your freaking hand in front of your face, and it's terrifying. So that's my story, and I will keep you posted.